Hello everybody, and welcome to another video. My name is Rodgon, and today we are going to be tackling a certain topic that is very interesting to anybody that's always or ever wanted to get into artwork. What is the difference in importance between being naturally talented at art or having the determination to learn it and be able to be good at it and be able to train yourself to be able to do it? So we are going to go through some pros and cons for each one. And well, from personal experience, I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples because I personally am not. I have never been a naturally talented individual, in art at least. Maybe like in card games like Magic the Gathering, in strategy stuff like that, I'm always been like really good. But when it comes down to my actual career in art, I have never really been the most talented person in the world. I actually have a really cool way to show you guys what I mean. The next video that I'm going to release after this one is going to be a sketchbook tour of my very first sketchbook. I found my sketchbook back from like high school. It was the very first book that I ever doing, and it's not even a sketchbook, it's just like a ruled paper book. And I'm going to just like flip through it with you guys. I haven't opened it yet, I haven't opened it in like years, but I wanted to just like literally open it up whenever I make the video. So you guys will see that I have never not been like an incredibly talented artist. I just actually worked my butt off to be able to get to that. But let's go through the pros and cons of, like, what do I mean by naturally talented? And what do I mean by, a person that just like driven to do it? Because you can be both at the same time, but more often than not, you get one or the other. So a person that is naturally talented to me is a person who just has a very natural affinity for art. Somebody that already knew how to draw, somebody that can see shapes, somebody that can see colors really well, and can apply that to whatever they're doing. I've met multiple people that can just draw a portrait of a person, just because they can see the person, even if they've never really touched any of the utensils that you're giving them. So I would consider something like that a naturally talented person. Somebody who doesn't really struggle with the concepts of color or lighting or shadows or anatomy or anything like that. You normally learn things really quickly and you are able to apply that to whatever you do. And the other opposite end, a person that's not necessarily naturally talented but is very determined, is a person kind of like me. Like somebody that really wanted to approach art, and I wanted to really do art as a living, but it was incredibly hard and stressful to be able to get into it because I did not have those eyes. I could not see the things that other people were seeing. It was really hard for me to actually learn a lot of the stuff that I learned. Even simple things like cartooning were really hard. And add on top of that I was colorblind, and well, odds were stacked against me. So I would consider myself a determined artist, or an artist made out of determination instead of a naturally gifted artist. So we're going to go through the pros and the cons of each one, and then we're going to start with the naturally talented people out there. I know a lot of you guys are, and hopefully by seeing the pros and cons, hopefully you guys can neglect a lot of the cons and then therefore just be naturally talented and determined as hell, and you guys will never ever stop growing. So let's see. Pros. Well, number one like point in actually being a naturally talented artist, the pro aspect of it is that it's easy to adjust to any type of medium. It's normally a lot easier for you to apply whatever you have learned or whatever's in your head to any medium that you have. So therefore, you're able to pick up different mediums really quickly. A person that's naturally talented will be able to pick up some charcoal and do really cool, painting or drawing, and then at the same time pick up some watercolors, even if they've never done it, and figure it out really quickly. Because the concept is like their affinity for it is really good. So they'll be able to determine what's good, what's bad in a very, very easy way. When it comes down to actually like learning things, there's a lot less stress because it all comes easy to you. Things just naturally come a lot easier to you. So it's going to seem like you're just cheating half the time because you'll see other people struggle and you'll just be just flying through things that are incredibly hard for other people, but to you it's going to be really, really cool. And that is one thing that I'm honestly like super jealous about. I was really, really, really jealous of some of the artists that I went to school with because I saw that they would be able to pick up things really quickly. And unfortunately for me, I had to work a lot more than other people to be able to get to the same level. But, you know, thanks to that hard work, something paid off. And it also means, well, another pro is that you essentially have a head start on other people no matter what you go into. So you're going to be able, it's kind of like privilege. It's not something that you asked for, but it's something that you already have. So it's going to be really, really good for you if you don't go into the negative parts of it. And pretty much it's like this amazing superpower that you have. You essentially are able to just see the world in an awesome way and probably take that same stuff that you have in your head and convey it onto a piece of paper or a canvas or a digital platform, any way like that, really, really easy. And in my opinion, that's a straight up superpower because you have no idea how many people have awesome imaginations, but they can't transfer that because of the lack of skill. If you're a naturally gifted artist, wow, like seriously, it's like having a photographic memory. It's just something really cool. Make sure to use it like wisely. And let's go into some of the cons. Okay. Well, you might not be used to working really hard if you're a naturally gifted artist. Since things come really easy to you, it's going to be a little bit like annoying whenever something doesn't click. So when something is complicated and something does not match, I've seen a lot of naturally gifted artists just give up on that and just pursue the things that they are good at, the things that come easy to them. And that is a very, very bad flaw. If something is a slightly difficult for you, never give up on it. Work on it hard and just go at it, go ham on it, no matter what, because that's what's gonna make you like a little bit of both. You're going to be able to push through obstacles that you don't really like understand, and you're gonna see a little bit of what the other artists have to go through. So if you're not used to working hard for your artwork, try to push yourself to the point where it will be difficult. If you're just really good and incredibly amazing, like some of the people that I see on Instagram and stuff, just push yourself so much harder and you'll just become that much better. Another aspect that comes with being a naturally gifted artist is that a lot of the times they have really bad work ethic. Since everything, once again, comes really easy to them, they're not used to working too hard to be able to get what they want to achieve. So, you know, I'm going to give you guys a couple of examples here. I went to school with a couple people. I'm not going to say names, obviously, because that'd be rude. But we all had like group projects and, you know, we had competitions between each other. And we knew that this one like guy was an amazing 3D modeler. A 3D artist, was amazing, all his 3D stuff. And this was a 3D class. So we had to create some characters and we had to animate them and everything like that. Well, all the rest of the team, well, we were just average people, you know, we weren't really all that great. Like we were barely learning how to do everything. But this kid, you know, he just picked up everything really quickly. So he always left everything till the last moment. Unfortunately, when it comes down to a group, you can't do that. Like you need to, like, it ended up being that we all almost failed because his stuff looked good on his end, but then nothing else looked good. And well, I mean, unfortunately for him, he was stuck with us. So it all meant that we all got a bad grade. So his bad work ethic is what cost us everything. Instead of like, you know, like maybe like helping other artists or making sure that other people know, like, well, get up to your standard. And that goes along with cockiness as well. You end up with a very cocky attitude a lot of the times. You get the people that get to a certain point, they think they're the best things in the world, and then they just get really cocky. And that's a very bad approach to like anything, to a career, to life. So, and the one thing that's the most detrimental when it comes down to being a, you know, like a con of being just a naturally gifted person is that if you're not very careful, you are going to set a limit to how much you grow. If you believe that you are the best already, you will never proceed, or you'll never get better at what you do. So, you know, like, you don't want to set yourself a limit cap when it comes down to your artwork. That's a horrible thing to like do, and you're kind of limiting yourself if you actually believe like that. Okay, so we're gonna do it a little different with the other side. What does it take to not be a, you know, naturally gifted artist? And if somebody that still wants to do it, like, let's go with the cons first on this one. Okay, so the cons of being an artist that needs to put in a lot of work, and self-determined artist, that's the way that I like to put it. Well, number one, lots of work. You will have to work about 3 times as much to catch up to anybody that is not you. If you do not really understand the concept of art and how to design or anything, and you still want to do it, it's going to be a lot of work. It's going to take a considerable amount of time to be able to catch up to the other people. For example, I started when I was 18, 19. That was like around like the time that I actually started drawing. And well, I mean, in art school, I met a ton of people that had been drawing since they were like 2 or 3, and they already knew they wanted to be artists since then. So they had 17 years of time doing this than me. So that also came with a lot of stress, and, you know, like, it came with a lot of anxiety because I didn't know if it was too late for me to get into it. And fortunately for me, I have a ridiculous competitive mindset. So whenever I would see somebody that was really a lot better than me, instead of, you know, like shunning them or just thinking that I couldn't do it, I would just approach them and then try to learn as much from them so that I could at least catch up to them. So I would try to actually find out what they do, how they did it, and like which ways they approached it so that I could apply that to my own things so I could actually catch up to them. But, you know, it's going to come with a lot of stress and anxiety, guys. Not going to lie. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. Like, going into art, and if you're not a very naturally talented individual, it's going to be a lot of stress. It's going to be a lot of hardship. You will think in and day out about why you are doing it. Like, if you're doing a mistake, if you're going to start questioning yourself, you're going to start questioning if you should actually pursue it, if you should actually keep on going at it. And honestly, I think that you guys should. Like, if it's something that makes you happy and something that you guys love, do it. Just keep going at it. You guys will succeed. You know, do not question yourself. That is, it's going to be the hardest thing because you're going to be your own self-critic. Other people might think that your stuff is okay, but you in your head will know that it's like, it's not up to par with other people, especially if you have other people around you that have a certain level of art skill. And that's what happened to me. I was in a class with some amazing artists, some people that are working for Pixar, some people that are working for DreamWorks right now, you know, Nickelodeon and stuff like that. So, yeah, in my class, like, I was the bottom of the barrel when I started. Like, thankfully, you know, through a lot of work, I ended up kind of in the middle. Like, you know, when I graduated, I was actually capable, and it still took a couple years after I graduated of working the same amount of time to be able to catch up to some of them. Not all of them. Some of them had amazing work ethic and they were naturally talented. So it's just people that I probably will never catch. But I'm okay with that because I don't base myself off of somebody else's success. I'm basing it off of mine. I'm able to live as an artist now and actually be okay and not starve. So to me, that's a great success. So let's go into the pros. Okay. The best things about being a self-dedicated artist is that your work ethic will be the most ideal for growth, you will never want to stop getting better. This is going to just be set in stone in your head, and you're never going to want to be you're never going to be satisfied with where you are, because you're always going to have another person that's better than you, and you're going to see them and you're going to be determined to catch up to them. You will never, ever, ever, ever stop growing. And that's the work ethic that you want. There's absolutely no limit to how good you can get. If you are actually determined, and that applies to the people that are, naturally gifted artists as well. If you guys are determined, there is no limit. You guys can become as good as you guys are willing to put the time to do. So I encourage you guys to just keep on working and be determined. One other thing is that you won't take things for granted. Learning little things, knowing how long it takes to learn something, and actually approaching it and getting better at it, makes you really understand and never take for granted all the knowledge that you've received. So you're going to be more grateful to the people that have taught you. You're going to be more happy because you are actually you're going to be really, really satisfied with your work. The moment that you get to the point where you're actually doing awesome work, you're going to be so incredibly happy with it that, no one's going to be able to take that away from you. And that is one great plus from it. One more thing, and this applies to me as well, you'll be able to teach other people how to learn, how to do what you do a lot better than a person that just naturally gets it. For example, it took me years to be able to figure out how to actually draw eyes, how to draw heads, how to draw everything like that. So now I'm able to actually approach it and tell people and teach people in a ton of different ways in order for them to make sense to them. That's why I'm actually able to make videos that actually make sense to you guys. I don't want to sound cocky or anything, but I like to think that my approach to teaching is a little bit better than some other people out there. And that is why I'm actually putting my information out there. So everybody can learn and everybody can see things from the way that I learned. And hopefully it helps all the people that were like me, that started off late, that didn't really know what they were doing, and explain it in a way that it makes sense to them. So you'll be able to teach other people. And I thoroughly believe that every artist should at least try to teach a couple new people how to do what they want to do. Passing on the torch to a next generation that's going to come after you. So that is what I'm attempting to do with this channel anyways. Okay. And, well, more than anything, I just want to say that you should never lose determination, regardless of your not being talented or you being naturally talented. Because if you are determined, if you are willing to put the time in to get better, and even if you're going through a slum or you're not in the right place right now, you will succeed if you keep at it. I promise you that. If you keep at it, you keep learning, you keep on bettering yourself, you will succeed. And I want to see every single one of my followers succeed in what they want to do with their artwork. Be it a comic, be it an animation, 3D modeling, whatever. Make a film. Just illustrate. It's okay. I want to see all of you guys succeed, and I love you guys, and I hope that this was I hope this video wasn't too long and boring. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the artwork. Try to draw Archie on top of a mountain, just with a very, very epic lighting scheme, and just to show a little bit of determination and what it takes to get to the top. You never get there in a pristine condition. There's so much hardships that come through whenever you actually need to get to the top. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Another inspirational video next week, and I will post up that sketchbook tour later this week as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all. Have a wonderful week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Later. Thank you guys so much for watching that long video. I hope it didn't bore you guys too much. And if you guys enjoyed that video and want to see some more, click on the left, click on the right, or click in the middle if you want to come support on Patreon. I should be posting there sometime soon. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Catch you guys later.